with people with kindness. The fruit of this from 22 there. Really, you deal with people with love, with joy, with peace. So once those things are not there, we find fault. So because we have an expectation that the person did not meet, we immediately go into tantrum or withdraw or cause problem and just break that relationship. So unrealistic expectation. If I expect that this man or woman suddenly will buy me that limousine or do this for me, build that house, and the person cannot, the next thing we go into problems. We say the person is not good enough. So on met expectations, immaturity, some people never grow. You went into friendship with someone, it might just be classmates. One person is always behaving like a baby. They never grow, they never reason well. They are still childish in what they do. If you continue in that, eventually both of you will grow apart because one person is maturing, one person is not maturing. There are so many things and all. We also have pride and arrogancy. Some people are so proud. Let's look at Proverbs chapter 13 verse 10. I'm just quickly running through some problems here. Proverbs chapter 13 verse 10. Proverbs chapter 13 verse 10. When some people, it said, only by pride cometh contention. So once someone is proud, any little thing, there's always strife. There's always quarrel. But with well advice is wisdom. Once someone is proud, there's nothing you do to satisfy that person because that pride, the spirit of pride is in that person. And the truth about it is God resists the proud and give grace to the humble. So in any relationship where you feel you are too proud, you are too much, you are nothing but you think you are something, then you demean people, you look at people as nothing. And anyone surrounding you, they will just run for their life. You will always have problems in those relationships. Another thing is wrong perception. Sometimes we perceive people wrongly. That is not the reality. Wrong perception. Just quickly running through this something. We perceive people wrongly. Our perception of that person is that maybe because the person is a very outward person, the personality of the person is an extrovert, you think that person is sleeping around. You think that person is just making friends with everybody. No, maybe the nature of that person is just friendly, not really deep in friends. I try to understand, in friendship. So you have wrong perception. You think the person is very intelligent. And at the time you started talking to the person, you discovered your perception was wrong. Or you think the person is very arrogant, and the person is not arrogant. So it can be whatever ways, wrong perception. Also having wrong advisors. You see, the son of Solomon, Rehoboam, could have kept the kingdom. But he went to meet the wrong advisors. What happened? Rather, the kingdom got broken, fragmented in his hand. He lost it. So when the people you are talking to about your relationship, because he had relationship with meet his friends who gave him the wrong advice. So you must have good people speaking into your life. The type of advice you have is very important. It will make you to have good relationship or bad relationship. So be selective on people you allow into your space. People who speak into your life. Unfortunately, I see a lot of young ones nowadays. Your friends are the one dragging you to hell, dragging you to pit. Some people will end up never having good relationship, like a marital relationship, because the friends they are already keeping are so negative, and you speak like them. So you better run for your life if you want your life to change. I try to understand, you want your life to change. Another thing is that sometimes people have character flaws that they do not know they have. And it is not by, talking, always abusing them, demeaning them, that we change them. I think in the place of empathy, in the place of prayer, you ask God for way for you to approach those things. You don't address the person, you don't destroy the person, but you undo the problem. I don't understand. You undo the problem. Maybe that's how the person came from a home where they are always screaming. In that home, everybody shout at their top voice. But you came from a home, or your friends are very quiet, and now you stumbled across this person that is very loud, and you think that is a problem, but that is who that person is. So either you accept that person like that, or maybe you break the relationship. Maybe that's who they are. It only takes God to change people. You can't change anyone. You can't change. But with prayer and with counseling, with maturity, then people change, change. It can also be this relationship breakage or things that bring about breakage in relationship can be our background, family background. If someone came from a background where everyone was always divorced, it means nothing to them. So even if they go into marriage to divorce their wife or divorce their husband, it means nothing to them because my sister did it, my mom did it, my father did it, everybody did it. But if you come from a background where it becomes a taboo to say, look, we fight for our marriage, because all relationship, that's the truth about it, it's like a garden. You have to cultivate your garden. And the weeds that come into that garden, you have to take them away. You have to fight for your relationship to succeed. So far, there's communication gap. Because it takes two or three to cause offenses or destruction of marriage or destruction of relationship. It also takes 2 or 3 or more to reconcile. If one person wants to reconcile and the person wants when one person wants restoration and the other person does not want restoration, there becomes a problem. There becomes a problem. So we must know that the background of people, their spiritual background, their physical background, the social background, can cause rift in relationship. If someone came from a background where the father spoils them with so much money, and they are coming to marry this man that cannot meet up that standard, then there will be a problem. Before long, the lady will pack a load and go back to her father's house. We also have to unlearn some things and relearn some things. Maybe you came from a background where the way they do things, I've seen a marriage that got broken just because of toothpaste. The man believes that you press your toothpaste from the bottom neatly. The woman believes that anywhere matters. Anywhere is okay. You press from middle. You press from anywhere. At the end of it, you squeeze all whatever is at the back to the front. That alone causes problem in marriage. What could they have done? Buy another toothpaste. You man take one. You woman take one. Do the way you like. But you see, when there's no wisdom, when there's no understanding, so we have to learn and unlearn. Some people know that, in my mother's house, this is the way we cook this type of food. The man said, my mother's way of cooking food is better than that. That can cause trouble. So we must unlearn bad behaviors, learn good behaviors, and move forward. And another thing is deception from the onset. Any relationship, be it just casual friends, built on deception, lack of trust along the line and all, is going to cause problem. You are going to separate because you don't believe each other. You have no moral standard there. Deception from the beginning. Also, we have selfishness. Some relationship is just based on me, I, mine. You have to do things to please me. I don't need to do things to please you. It can be ordinary friendship. We are college friends, and anytime we go out, it's me that's always buying food, me that is always calling you. I'm always the one trying to always do things, and you never do anything. It's all about you, the one that is always in the limelight. You don't want any other person else to shut up and all. That can become a problem. That can become a problem. So we have to know that it's not about selfishness. Healthy relationship is about giving and taking. Giving and taking. And I want us to also know that in the midst of it all, we must ask for wisdom and prioritize our relationship. If that relationship matters to you, you will want to prioritize it. Peter said it this way in 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 10 to 11. Peter said it in this way in 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 10 to 11. He said, whoever would love life. 1 Peter chapter 3, 10 to 11. It said, for he that will love life and see good days. Take note. If you are going to love life and see good days, what do? Let him refrain his tongue from evil. Because some things that break relationship, as I said, communication. Don't speak badly. Don't burn the bridges. That's the truth about it. You might need to rebuild the bridge later on. And out of shame, you might not want to. And it will hurt you for life. He said, refrain your tongue from evil, and his lip that they speak no guard. Don't speak haughty words. Don't speak things that are vain words. Vain words. Continue. Don't speak things like that. Let him ensure. Another translation said, let him pursue, run away from evil. It is evil that brings about breakage in relationship. When one of them is evil, or two of them are evil to each other. And do good. You must do good. Do good and let him seek peace and ensure peace. You must do good, ensure peace, and ensure peace. We must pursue it. Do things that will edify each other so that there is no breakdown in communication. In Romans 14:19, it's also said, let us pursue the things which make for peace. Once there is peace in relationship, then it will not break, it will not crack. And the things which may edify one another. We must pursue, follow peace with things. And things that will bring edification. If my friend is always lifting me up with good words, and I'm doing the same with the person, then the relationship will work. But if it is the otherwise, then it will not work. Now we want to...
Come on, sing it out. There is only one name, power to save.